Hi everyone, this is Gamer Bullshit. I'm Jacob, and here with me is Austin, where we talk about gaming and a whole bunch of other nonsense you don't care about. What's up, buddy?
I have coffee.
I have milk, so we're about the same.
Milk in the afternoon.
Milk any time of day.
Okay, weirdo. You're probably one of those people who wake up during the middle of the night and drink from, like, the gallon, don't you?
No,
Oh, I was gonna say.
that's disgusting.
I don't understand why people do that. Like, I'm gonna get up in the middle of the night and then get all my germs in this giant gallon of milk, and then everyone else gets my germs. I'm gonna spread the disease.
Wait, you have diseases?
No, but I was just being silly.
No, I think you just said you had a disease.
Well, maybe dumb disease, but
Oh boy.
oh my gosh. Anyway, so I really wanted to talk about the new Doom this episode.
Ah, the new Doom. The one game where you shoot things and monsters go raw and you're like, ah!
And you have a chainsaw and cut things in half.
Oh, so it's like Gears. Oh, wait. Oh.
Well, I mean, that's what the E3 footage showed. But the reason why I want to talk about it is because this weekend is QuakeCon, and they're discussing the multiplayer of it a bunch, and I've read a few articles about it, and to me, it sounds like a bunch of fun, but I was thinking, how are they going to make Doom relevant today in the modern world with all the other first-person shooters in such a bloated and oversaturated genre and market?
Okay. How
Like,
will Doom be relevant? Easy. Well, not necessarily easy.
no, it's not easy because see, when Doom came out, it was like one of the first-person shooters that really brought that whole like arena shooter or whatever I think into the mix and like got first-person shooters big.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, like they kind of started the whole phenomenon on, going on. Like they really made it explode, if I remember correctly. But now today they haven't made a Doom game since Doom 3, and I think they came out in like 2004. I think it's been 10 or 11 years.
Yeah.
And I think they had okay, like in that they kind of changed it up. That's when they I mean it was still Doom, but it was a horror first person shooter. And compared to like the first two Dooms that were running guns, you know what I mean? Like you're basically this invincible guy running around with like 10, 12 different weapons on your character and just killing the shit out of demons.
They were still considered horror games because those games were kind of scary.
I just don't see how they were scary because of the.
Well, back in the day.
I guess. But
we're a little saturated nowadays.
yeah, and so that's what I'm curious. Like the market for the market for first person shooters is so bloated now, and it's so like saturated, and just there's too many now. It's like you can play any first person shooter, and now it just feels the same. It's just like what draws you? Like, okay, now this may be a terrible comparison, but like because they all have their differences, and I understand the differences, but like what draws you to Call of Duty, and then what draws you to Battlefield and Halo, and all like what draws you to all these first person shooters when most of them they all have their slight differences to make them different enough that you can feel the difference.
Mm-hmm.
But in the end, especially recently, they all kind of have that sameness to them. Because like back in like 2008, I'm sorry for talking about this, but back in like 2008, 2009, they were still kind of getting their footing in like what's my game gonna be like, and they still felt like Halo felt especially different from the modern shooters like Call of Duty and Battlefield.
Yeah.
And then I felt Battlefield and Call of Duty had differences back then because Call of Duty was arcadey and Battlefield was more like okay, it wasn't like completely realistic, but it just felt, I guess it had more weight to it than Call of Duty.
Mm-hmm.
And now, I'm not saying it's still that it does, but Battlefield doesn't. I don't think it has as much weight to it now as it did.
Right. I was thinking that too, and from the gameplay that I've seen of the Doom, even just like straight up gameplay, not even necessarily like multiplayer, I feel like
they only showed the single player, and then they went into a little tiny thing about multiplayer, about the map editor and all that. But
Right. Well, like after thinking about it, the gameplay from Doom, it kind of looks similar to the style of Rage, which had great first person like shooter because like style because all the weapons felt different. The way that you shot your enemies felt different with each gun, where you shot them at as well. Especially the creatures, that definitely helps out too. But that game just didn't get very big because of all the delays and the lack of like story.
yeah,
But
there was just it like fell short. Like the gameplay great, but then everything else about the game it just fell short. And it's like, damn, dude, they could have done something really well with this game. But if I remember correctly, they ran out of time to finish it.
wow. But I mean, like that won't happen with Doom. I mean, come on, it's been 11 years, or it's gonna be 12 years when they release the game.
And it's their
between
baby.
games. It's one of their babies.
It's
I
their
mean,
baby. It's id Software's baby. And if they know if they fuck up this, their fault. They're like the people who love id Software for their games are going to like riot.
exactly. So I mean, I feel like the that's how the gameplay is very similar to Rage, really, because it's the same developer, right? It's software.
Yes, it's
Okay,
the
so
same
there,
developer.
there you go. That's why I got that vibe, and I think as long as they market it correctly, and I think in today's day and age, people have been wanting Doom for quite a while now. So, I mean, I don't know if it'll sell quite as well as the trademark franchises, like Call of Duty, Battlefield, Halo. But that's because those guys give out almost yearly games every single year. So I mean, people pretty much know what they're getting, and
And then you have, no, let's just admit it, you have the douchebag gamers who aren't really gamers. They're like the bro gamers. They just play Call of Duty and maybe one other game, and that's all they do.
yeah, I don't like that.
And then like every year, oh, the next Call of Duty's coming out, man. I gotta get it, yeah.
And Madden,
I gotta
oh,
get I gotta get that Doritos and Game Fuel. And don't get me wrong, I love Mountain Dew Game Fuel because I think it tastes awesome. I love the original Game Fuel, but I don't go like, oh, I gotta get that Call of Duty experience. No, I drink it because I like it.
what you don't like Doritos?
I like Doritos, but I don't. I'm saying I don't get Doritos for the Call of Duty special things.
Oh,
And I'm honestly, the normal Doritos nacho cheese flavor, the original flavor, it's okay. But my favorite, and I prefer this one overall, is the Cool Ranch.
ugh. I did not like Cool Ranch.
I do. I think it tastes better, but that's just my opinion. Like the Cool Ranch Taco Bell tacos are flipping awesome with the Taco Bell meat. But I digress.
I digress. But yeah, I mean, the gameplay style of the new Doom, it looks very similar to Rage, which I really liked the way Rage played. Um, so I mean that leaves me hopeful. I just kind of hope that the animation of like you chainsawing or mailing will be different from like one or two different things. Of course, I understand if it can't be,
Well,
but
also, I'm hoping out that's very early gameplay footage because this game isn't coming out till next year. They still have time, I think, to add more animations. I
oh yeah,
think that was probably like one level that they had completed, like the level itself, not the mechanics, like the first person aspect of shooting and running and gunning. I don't
yeah.
think that part was done yet, but I think the level was done, or the two levels that they showed. My bad, and like you said, the animations, like you're hoping for more. I feel like they'll add more animations, but they had to just set that up to show something because they want to make sure that people are still interested in the game.
Oh yeah, totally. But of course they were. I mean, if they'll wait 7 years for Fallout 4, they'll definitely wait 12 years for Doom 4.
Yeah, most definitely. And
Whoa, that's weird. Fallout 4, Doom 4. Oh,
well, they're not calling it Doom 4. This is another thing I learned is it's not a sequel or a continuation of the last three Dooms. It's a complete reboot.
yep. It's I don't even know if it's like so much that it's
No,
like
it's a reboot. I read it. It's a reboot. They are restarting the series basically.
Whoa, what the heck? Sorry, I was reading some stuff on it, and I thought I saw something where it said it wasn't like necessarily anything like that. Like, you know what I'm saying? It wasn't necessarily a reboot or not a reboot, but like a sequel or a prequel or anything. But, but whatever. I mean, it could be like one of those Prometheus style deals where it's the same universe, but like different, maybe different place. You know?
Mm-hmm. Or like an alternate universe.
Or maybe. Mm.
But I mean, back to the main topic, the main subject. For it to be relevant today, not only does it have to be a modernized first-person shooter to compete with the first-person shooters today, but it has to do something on its own that appeals to people and says, "Hey, we do this either differently or in a way that's more fun." And I read like 3 articles last night about this because I was interested and I thought it was a good topic. Supposedly, when they're making multiplayer, they don't. Okay, now this could be a bunch of hoopla and bullshit, gamer bullshit, but
I see what you did there.
ah, you like that? Huh? You liked that?
Eh.
Yeah, it was corny. Anyway, they're making the multiplayer with not esports in mind first. They're making the and this is how it should always be with any game, in my opinion. They're making the multiplayer with fun first. They want it to be fun. So that's the article I read. They made it out to seem like their first priority is to make sure the multiplayer is going to be fun. And then after the game releases, then they'll see if they can do anything with esports. But other than that, it's not about that. It's about the game being fun.
Right.
And I think that's how all video games should be. Not like oh, we got to make this game really good for the hardcore players so then they can play it at tournaments and all that. Like, I'm sorry, I understand like the whole like gaming competitions, they're getting really big now. We're starting to get actual like what? Are we getting Yeah, I think actually earlier this year or something, ESPN actually played a gaming tournament on the television. A lot of people had mixed reviews or mixed feelings about it. Like some people were like, oh, that's awesome, they're considering a sport now. And then people were like, why the fuck is this on ESPN? This isn't a sport, blah blah blah. I don't know how I feel about this subject because I'm not into that whole area.
Yeah.
But I mean, I feel like that's a whole niche audience. So that's why I think it's great that they're focusing on the fun, not the esports side.
Oh yeah, totally, totally. I don't know. I didn't even know about that with the ESPN. I mean, I normally watch ESPN quite a bit, but when my work schedule's been, I haven't exactly been watching much TV.
Yeah, I don't watch like TV at all. Like I sometimes do, but I don't watch a lot of TV.
I know you don't.
But with Doom, I mean, for it to be relevant today, it really has to do something that either sticks out or it does something for the gamer, the players, that it's just they want to keep coming back and playing it because it has that thing. It has
Oh
to
yeah.
have at least one thing that keeps bringing people back.
Yeah,
I
I
don't know what
mean,
that one thing is going to be. I know that they're adding like the whole level editor and like that custom game like thing to Doom. But to me, when I saw that at E3, I'm like, that's basically what they did with Halo 3. They added a level editor, like a Forge, and now you can make your own custom games like Halo, but in Doom.
yeah.
And like I saw that they made like multiplayer custom games. They made like a Horde like custom game, I think, where
Mm-hmm.
you survive multiple waves or whatever. And I think that's great for Doom because like that brings it up to date. Like Gears has Horde and Halo has the Forge, and a lot of these games are getting really in depth with like what you can do with like even Trials Fusion, which isn't even a first-person shooter, has a level editor, and you can make your own levels with for the bikes.
Yeah, and then you got Far Cry over there where you can make your own world.
Yeah, exactly. So I think that helps with it, but like other games already have that. So like, what are you going to do id Software to make it stand out? Because everybody else already has that. Well, not everybody else, but a lot of people already have that.
I was thinking about it, even though it might sound primitive to say. What if it's got the pro of being extremely violent and bloody because most of those first person shooters, they only have blood splatters. They don't have heads exploding, arms blowing off, chainsaws, decapitations, all that stuff.
The
They
only
just
one that
have,
does is Gears,
but
but that's
Gears,
a third
no,
person shooter.
I don't even consider Gears doing that. The only thing that Gears really does is maybe get a head blown off. That's
No, no,
about
no, dude. Did you ever play Gears Online?
online.
Yeah.
I really didn't get a chance to
Dude,
do all that
Gears
much.
Online is morbid. Like, you have heads blown off, you have little tiny meat chunks from people exploding from grenades, you have people catching on fire and turning black and charred, you have people getting cut in half with the chainsaws. All of like the gore that was in the story mode was in the multiplayer.
Well, I mean, I'm saying in general, Gears is kind of like one that's just kind of starting to get back in a little bit. You can say they never really left with Judgment, but let's be honest, they
Fuck
kind
that
of
game. That game, Greg and I rented that game one night and played the entire story mode in one sitting that night. Next day, I took it back to Redbox.
wow, that's lame.
Yeah, that's how shitty and short the story was of Judgment.
But yet it got good reviews.
Fuck that game, man. Just fuck that game. That was not a Gears game. That was a shit game. I did not like Judgment whatsoever. I did not.
It's funny, and it got pretty decent reviews. That's what's funny about it.
But go on.
But I mean, I think in today's first person like world, like the straight up violence is really saturated. People are like, oh, but look at all the blood splatters and everything. It's like, no, 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 no. It's like I always enjoyed doing playing World at War because that was like the only war game out there really where heads could be blown off, limbs would be blown off, and the character would like you would see them without legs or arm that you blew off. Blood splatters, you got grenade, people turn black from being on fire, all that sort of stuff. And I think that's something that if they stylize the violence, maybe people will be like, that looks interesting, and maybe kind of just maybe go for it because it's Doom. I mean, it's Doom. So I think the violence aspect could actually help them a lot. Of course, there's gonna be people like, oh, it's too violent. But you know what? I mean, frankly, in today's day and age, it's not really an issue.
I agree with you because like World at War, I remember multiplayer. Like, I think did World at War have what type of shotgun was it? Did they have a double-barreled shotgun?
I believe so.
I know they had shotguns in it. I just don't remember the shotguns in that game. But I remember that one of the shotguns in multiplayer you could blow off a guy's leg.
Yeah.
And I thought that was really good for a Call of Duty game because it made, like you said, it more realistic, even though it was an arcade shooter. But still, it gave it more of that realism, that war realism.
Mm-hmm.
So I agree with you. Like, a lot of these multiplayers, they're not, like, there's nothing wrong with it, but, like, when you're playing, like, something as grotesque and wicked and, like, obnoxiously ridiculous, like Doom, like the E3 footage, all that ridiculous gore and the, like, just how sick and twisted it was, with cutting people in half with chainsaws and blowing them in their heads off and everything. If they incorporate all of that gore, like Gears does, but like it'll be in first person. If they do that with the multiplayer, it would be nice to see. Like, I'm sorry, if I was playing Doom multiplayer right now, and I was like had a shotgun, and I blew someone in half or their head off, or like I just saw a giant hole in their chest after shooting them with that shotgun, that would be the most satisfying thing for me while playing a match, because it's like, boom, oh yeah, I'm a badass. Like, that's how it would make me feel. So I agree with you. Like, I think the gore that's in the story mode should be implemented into the multiplayer, because it would just be, it's Doom. Come on.
It's Doom.
Yeah, there's not much explanation. It's been around for, I think I heard, like 22 years, so come on.
Come on.
So I guess, I mean, I'm just, like I said, like we've said already, it's like they're catching up. They're modernizing it with adding a lot of things that other first-person shooters have now.
Mm-hmm.
They're trying to go back to the old arcade style of how the game played, with how the fast-paced movement and how easy it is to switch between guns and everything.
Yeah.
You know, and like that action feeling. They gotta maybe implement the gore into the multiplayer, and maybe and then also that last thing, they need that thing that shines for everyone, that makes them want to keep playing the game for, longer than a month or two.
Oh yeah, totally.
So, I mean, I hope they can do it. I really do, because I was impressed with the E3 footage, the story mode footage, and then I was curious about the level editor and the custom games, because I'm kind of curious to know, like, how customizable is it? How detail oriented is it? Am I going to literally be able to create custom games like Halo? Like, I don't know if you played any custom games in Halo, but like there was Duck Hunt and zombies and Fat Man, or the Fat Kid or whatever, and Demolition Derby with warthogs. Like, I mean, it was hilarious. It was awesome, because it's like, oh, this is a sci-fi first-person shooter, but you could goof off in it, and that's what was so great about it. So I'm wondering if it's gonna be like that, because if it's like that, I think that would be sweet. Except for we get the gore. So it's like Halo. You always wanted the gore in Halo. Well, here, just play Doom.
Doom is the Mortal Kombat of shooters.
Yeah. Right now, probably.
It is.
Probably.
All the other ones are really lame. Oh, I got shot in the head, but it's just a blood splatter. Even though it was really up close with the shotgun. Oh, it was up close with the shotgun? Oh, let's just add a little bit more blood so they know it was really bad. No, you get shot with the shotgun, point blank in the face. Your whole top of your body's gone. I'm sorry.
No, that's not what my video games tell me.
You know what? Your video games are full of shit.
Gamer bullshit! I'm sorry. I think that's the last one. I think it is.
It better be.
I'm sorry.
The people, the listeners, are probably like, huh? What retard?
It just came out of me. I couldn't help it. It came
That's
out.
what she said.
Pervert.
I know pervert. I tell truth.
Jacob, what have you been playing recently?
Well, I got a gift last week. I don't know if I said this, but I've been playing a little bit of God of War 3. I'm getting very frustrated with it. I can't beat Hades. He's really frustrating me. But something that's not like so much a straight up AAA release or whatever. I've been playing The Vanishing of Ethan Carter. And I have to say, it's one of the most unique games I've ever played, because the game literally starts you out and it tells you this it says something along the lines of, this game is a unique experience or something like that, and your hand will not be held at all throughout the game, and it literally drops you in the world. And you just start walking, and you look around the world, and you try to figure everything out. And literally a couple days after I had been playing, I figured out new stuff, and I keep figuring out new stuff. And right now, I'm actually kind of stuck right now of where I need to go straight up. But that's the fun in it. It's like you're a detective. You're trying to solve a mystery, and you literally know nothing about what's going on. And yeah, it's very interesting. It's a very unique game, and it's a very pretty game. Very pretty.
See, every time you talk about it, like, I haven't actually watched gameplay of it, because I'm waiting to come over and play it at your house. Because every time you talk about it, I want to see this game. It sounds so interesting to me, because like you said, it just drops you in your game. It's like, figure it out. And I've played, me, I love Dark Souls and Bloodborne. That's kind of what those games do. So I'm like, well, it's in first person, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so it's like, I'm in a first-person experience, and they want me to walk around and figure out things. This sounds interesting to me.
And it's on Unreal Engine.
So it's probably really pretty.
It is, like, very pretty.
So like, yeah, I haven't watched any gameplay of it, because I want to wait until I come over to play it at your place.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, you get me interested in that. The Vanishing of Ethan Carter.
Yeah.
That's out. Isn't that out on PS4 and PC?
Mm,
I think it's on PC.
let me check.
I think it is.
I don't think. Yeah,
And
yeah, yeah,
it's
yeah. It is. It is.
and it's $20,
Yeah.
which I don't think is bad.
No, it's totally worth it.
But so
Like after I beat the game, like I know I missed some stuff in the beginning. I'm gonna uh I'm definitely going to do some other stuff that I know I should have done because like in the very beginning, not trying to do any spoilers. I don't even think it's a spoiler, but like in the very beginning after you walk for a little bit, you kind of find like this dead body that doesn't have any legs. And I didn't exactly know what to do around that area. And then later in the game, I figured out what you're supposed to do with some of the stuff, and I know what you have to do now in order to like or even because you almost have to reconstruct scenes once you find certain like evidence points, and after you find a certain amount of evidence points, you like pretty much there's like a chain of events, and you have to like put them in order of what you think it happened. And I don't know if that one has it or not, but it definitely has the same elements of what I've been seeing in the game recently. And I've been like, there was one point where I actually got scared for a second. Like it scared me for a second.
oh yeah, I remember you telling me about that.
Yeah.
Oh, that was awesome. I was
Like
like,
what?
and when you said that, I'm like, I gotta see this. I gotta see that.
It scared me for a sec, but like the second time I did it, like I didn't even see anything down there. Like I literally just I just kept going and I didn't stop. And then like I got to where I needed to go. And I don't even know how I got there so quickly. I just did.
Well,
But
I recently have been playing my Vita and my PS4 at the same time.
how does that work out
Recently,
for you?
well, I play my Vita when I'm at work, so I've been playing Borderlands 2 on my Vita, and I just beat the story mode, the main story of it, yesterday.
And how
And
would you rate the story? Very lame?
no, it wasn't lame. It wasn't bad. My only complaint about Borderlands 2 on the Vita is how many times it's crashed and froze on me.
Mm.
More like just freezing, and then sometimes it'll glitch and like the way things pop up on the screen aren't correct. Like they're all like digitized and discolored, and it's
Hmm.
weird. And I have to restart it to get rid of it. It's dumb. Like I have issues with the problems and the glitches the game has, but overall, I thought it was a good game. Like it would be a hell of a lot more fun with a friend, but by yourself, it's not bad, especially for the Vita. Like I'm surprised they were able to port a console game to the Vita. Yes, it has its issues and hiccups, but I'm still shocked. So I recently beat that on my Vita, and I'm happy with that because it's been taking me forever to beat it.
Hmm.
But on my PS4, I got. Forgive me, I know we're sick and tired of remasters, but I couldn't help it because I don't have a PS3. I repurchased Journey because I flipping love that game. The first time I ever heard about the game, I think I read about it in a Game Informer. And when I was reading about it in a Game Informer magazine, I was just like, dude, this game sounds awesome and it looks beautiful. Well, when we got a PS3 for a little bit, I actually went out of my way and bought it and played it, and I was so dumbfounded and amazed by it. Like the sheer beauty of it, the immersion, and just how enthralled I was. Like when I started playing this game, I was like completely quiet and like asking questions like, what's going on? What does this do? And oh, what's over here and that? Like I was just like exploring and doing all of these things, and I loved it. It was a beautiful little game, and it was a bunch of fun. And each time I played, I enjoy it. So I repurchased it this week, and I didn't play it the day it came out. I played it Wednesday, and the sad thing is, I played it 2 times in a row on Wednesday. The first time I played it because I wanted to replay it, and by the way, it still looks beautiful, 1080p. Oh my gosh! But and then I played it the second time to get some more trophies in it because the trophies are so easy to get it, and I'm being a trophy whore, so.
You
But
whore.
okay, whatever. But that's what I've been playing, and I highly recommend if you own a PS3 or a PS4 to buy Journey because it is such an experience. Like it is, to me, it's an amazing little game, and it's wonderful. And if you're open-minded and willing to question and explore, then it's just wonderful. And it can be such a meaningful game. But it's like the first game that ever opened my eyes to like art games. Like games aren't just games; like they can be something more. They can have a deeper meaning, and that's what this game did for me. And it always brings up happy memories.
Happy memories.
Yeah, I'm lame.
Happy lame memories.
But I think that's all I've been recently playing, other than playing Helldivers and Battle Block Theater with you and Greg last night.
Battle Block.
Oh, such a great little game.
So much fun. We were honestly, if we had started it way earlier, we might have been able to beat the whole game.
Probably. We already got to chapter 3 within like what, an hour?
Yeah.
Oh, jeez. And I learned that there's a head in the game that turns your head into either a sausage or some type of wiener. So then technically you're a dickhead. I'm just saying, I thought it was funny. I'm not gonna be an ass about it.
Oh, sorry.
Dickhead.
Dickweed.
Well,
Oh my god.
that is all I have. What about you?
I think the gaming world needs to become more interesting.
Well, it's summertime, so there's not much going on. Don't worry.
It's summer. Exactly. It's summer. Just like with movies and the blockbuster, there needs to be some entertainment. Shoot, I would take a popcorn game. I don't care.
Don't worry. Don't worry. It's near the end of July, August, some games are coming out, and then September is going to hit, and that's when it's really going to hit, okay?
Yeah.
Don't worry. We're getting there, Jacob. We will make it.
It's such a long push.
We will make it.
I feel like I'm doomed.
Oh, that was a good one. Such a knee slapper.
It was better than the gamer bullshit one you pulled.
Oh, all right. Okay.
That's right.
Well, then. I'm Austin.
I'm Jacob.
And thanks for stopping by. Anchorman.
Stay classy. I'm Ron Burgundy. Until the next shit that comes out of our mouths.